So the way that we will do this for our best slash favorite Walt Disney World attraction is, first of all, as I said, you define best or favorite the way you want to, okay? If it's your favorite, if you're looking at it as best, that's up to you with sentimentality, technology, whatever, however you want to define it. That's completely up to you. As far as voting, let's all do like we did with the MCU vote, where we chose Black Panther as the movie and we chose Iron Man as the character. Let's do the thumbs up kind of emoji on Zoom so we can see that. And then we might have if we have some ties, we'll have to talk about that a little bit. The Excel sheet, did everyone get to look at the Excel sheet, look at the videos if you needed to look at the videos or the rides? Because I know a lot of people probably haven't been on, especially like the Mickey and Mouse Runaway Railroad and probably Rise of the Resistance. Those open pretty soon before, or close before, the parks closed down for the pandemic. So let me I will pull up my blank Excel sheet, my blank bracket, because I voted as well. And I sent this out to other people, and Ryan Beckman, who you watched his interview earlier in the semester, voted and got back to me. So I will kind of give you his champion at the end as well. So we will go ahead. We will get started. All right, so we'll go ahead and start with over here in column B. So our first is the 32-33 matchup. These are the closest seated together. The Walt Disney World Railroad or the Kali River Rapids. Kali River Rapids being an Animal Kingdom, the railroad being what encircles Magic Kingdom. We can go ahead. Anybody have strong opinions one way or another, or you want to vote on these? All right, so do thumbs up for the Walt Disney World Railroad. Thumbs up for Kali River Rapids. Okay. All right, next is 17, Toy Story Mania in Hollywood Studios versus 48, one of the oldest shows, Country Bear Jamboree, which, as we talked about earlier in the semester, was originally planned for a ski resort that the Walt Disney Company wanted to open in California. So thumbs up for Toy Story Mania. Okay. So Toy Story Mania it is. And then next we have It's a Small World at 24, and at 41, Journey into Imagination with Figment, as I have my Figment with me on the desk. Let's switch it up. Thumbs up for Journey into Imagination with Figment. All right, thumbs up for It's a Small World. All right. Small World moves on. Let's do 25 Splash Mountain versus 40 The Seas with Nemo and Friends. Thumbs up for Splash Mountain. Soon to be rethemed to The Princess and the Frog. All right, so that one will move on. Now we come down to the 29-36 matchup. These two are shows. Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, one of the first shows and first attempts at audio animatronics that the company made, versus 36, The American Adventure. At the time it was built, one of the most advanced audio animatronic shows. I believe it still has the largest number of audio animatronics on property. So thumbs up for the American Adventure. Okay, thumbs up for the Enchanted Tiki Room. Okay. And now we have Slinky Dog Dash at number 20 versus the Grand Fiesta Tour at number 45. Slinky Dog Dash is in Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios. The Grand Fiesta Tour is in the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot. Thumbs up for Slinky Dog Dash. All right. That one will move on, and we'll come down to, here's one that some people may not have been able to see yet. Hopefully you were able to watch the video. The videos don't, obviously immerse you in the latest kind of things or attractions that are going on, but not being able to attend the parks in person, they're what we have to go with, and they're really well done. We have 21 Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run in Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios, and that's going up against 44, the Mad Tea Party in Magic Kingdom. So let's do thumbs up for the Mad Tea Party. Okay. And thumbs up for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. All right, so it looks like not everyone voted. One more chance. One thumbs up, this time thumbs up for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. All right, and thumbs up for the Mad Tea Party. Okay. And then we have Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress, one of the shows at the 1964-65 New York's World's Fair, versus Prince Charming Regal Carousel at number 37, which is, I believe, the oldest attraction at Walt Disney World because it was found on the East Coast. It dates back to the 20s or maybe even the teens. So thumbs up for Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. Okay, that one will move on, looks like. So let's go over to our other side of the bracket. And we have the 31-34 matchup. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin in Tomorrowland and Magic Kingdom versus Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid in New Fantasyland and Magic Kingdom. Thumbs up for Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Thumbs up for Under the Sea, the Journey of the Little Mermaid. Okay. And now we have Test Track at number 18, which is in Future World at Epcot, going up against Turtle Talk with Crush at number 47, which is a show in the Living Seas Pavilion at Epcot. Let's switch it up. Thumbs up for Turtle Talk with Crush. Okay, thumbs up for Test Track. All right. There we go. Now we're down to 23 Jungle Cruise versus 42 Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, which the company has said a lot of these shows will be coming back when they are able to. So thumbs up for Jungle Cruise. Okay. And if you remember from the walk around with Brian Collins, the link between the Jungle Cruise and Kilimanjaro Safaris and Animal Kingdom, the original intent for Jungle Cruise was to have live animals until the company realized that wouldn't be as feasible as animatronic characters. So now we have 30 Dumbo versus 35 The Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, both in Fantasyland and the Magic Kingdom. So let's do thumbs up for Dumbo. All right. And thumbs up for the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. All right. Anyone know trivia on the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Anyone know what that attraction used to be?
It was the Snow White, the Scary Adventures of Snow White, or Sleeping Beauty. It was one of the two.
So there was a Scary Adventures of Snow White in Fantasyland. However, the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is in the place of where the oh my goodness,
Mr. Toad.
Mr.
I don't
Toad's
know
Wild
why I
Ride. Yeah,
thought.
thank you.
Yeah.
It made me lose my train of thought. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride used to be. It's the same track. So when you move through Winnie the Pooh and you kind of go from side to side and jerk back and forth, that's because the ride, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, was, as the name suggests, a wild ride of trying to go in between dodging different things within a mansion, dodging trains, even getting sent to down below and having to battle your way out along with Mr. Toad. So, little trivia point on Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. 19, Expedition Everest with the Disco Yeti, as we talked about last week, versus 46, Magic Carpets of Aladdin is next. Let's do thumbs up for Expedition Everest. All right. And then we'll come down to, we have two more matchups in the early rounds. Number 22, the Navi River Adventure Journey, or the Navi River Journey in Pandora, in Animal Kingdom, versus one of the attractions that's a show in Hollywood Studios, Muppet Vision 3D. So let's do thumbs up for Navi River Journey. All right, so that one will move on. These early rounds are pretty clear, pretty easy. So the last one is 27, Mission Space in Future World and Epcot versus the 38 seed Frozen Ever After in the Norway Pavilion in Epcot. Let's change it up and do thumbs up for Frozen Ever After. Okay, so that one will move on. And Frozen Ever After is the same ride format, the same track layout as Maelstrom was when the Norway Pavilion first opened. So, all right. Now we're starting with the attractions that got buys in the first round, and that brings us to number 1, Haunted Mansion versus number 33, Kali River Rapids. Thumbs up for Haunted Mansion. This is the number 1 seed. Okay. Then we're down to 17, Toy Story Mania versus 16, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. So let's thumbs up for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. All right. Seems like bigger fans of roller coasters, huh? All right, then we have 9, Dinosaur, which is the main attraction in Dinoland USA in Animal Kingdom, versus the 24 seed, It's a Small World in Fantasyland in the Magic Kingdom. Thumbs up for Dinosaur. Thumbs up for It's a Small World. All right. You remember, if you watched the interview with Ridley Pearson and him talking about, he writes in his book about It's a Small World, where the dolls and the attraction come alive, and he talked about in the interview why he wrote that and kind of how he sees the attraction, since he was seeing everything at night and how they appeared to him. Also, Dinosaur, if anyone has ever been to Disneyland in California, Dinosaur is the same track layout, the same ride format as the Indiana Jones adventure, the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland. All right, now we have the 25 versus 8 matchup. 25, we have Splash Mountain, again, about to be rethemed, versus number 8, Soarin'. which is at Future World at Epcot. So thumbs up for Soarin'. All right, that'll move on. If you remember from the Imagineering story, the way Soarin' was kind of came together from somebody messing around with trying with their erector set on in a weekend. Now we have 4 Pirates of the Caribbean versus number 29, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. I believe, let's do thumbs up for Pirates of the Caribbean. All right. When Pirates of the Caribbean was initially being built in Disneyland, the fire marshal almost shut down the ride because they thought the company was using real fire in the attraction rather than kind of the cellophane blowing and a fan and lighting. So while the Enchanted Tiki Room goes down, that was one of 2 show attractions that we have on the list. So we have 1 more left. But next we have the 20 Slinky Dog Dash versus 13 Rock and Roller Coaster. Let's do Rock and Roller Coaster at with Aerosmith at Hollywood Studios. Let's do thumbs up for Rock and Roller Coaster. All right. The only attraction to have a inverted loop. Now we have 12 versus 44. 44 is the Mad Tea Party versus 12 Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. This is one of the rides that I'm not sure people have been able to see because it opened a few weeks before the parks closed down. So let's do a thumbs up for Minnie and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Thumbs up for the Mad Tea Party. All right, Mad Tea Party it is. Looks like we're going with tradition and kind of memories built off of those. All right, and then we have 28 Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress versus number 5 Peter Pan's Flight. So let's do a thumbs up for Peter Pan's Flight. Okay. All right. So Peter Pan's Flight will move on. And we will say bye to our last remaining attraction show. Trivia point about Peter Pan's Flight. Can anyone tell me if Peter Pan's Flight was open on opening day of the Magic Kingdom?
I'll go out on a limb and say yes, it was.
Okay. Anyone else? How many people say yes? So it actually opened the next day. So it technically was not open on, or it was not open on opening day. It was one of the opening attractions, but technically it opened the next day after the park opened. So we'll go to the other side of the bracket. Space Mountain at number 2 versus 34. Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. Let's do thumbs up for Space Mountain. All right. Space Mountain, the next ride attraction rumored to have a live action movie made from it. It's one of the more recent rumors that have come out of the rumor mill lately. We have 18 Test Track versus 15 Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror, remember, is the ride in at the end of Hollywood Boulevard and Hollywood Studios. So let's do a thumbs up for Test Track. All right, thumbs up for Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Okay. And trivia point about Tower of Terror. Can you visit the Hollywood Tower at both Disneyland's California Adventure and at Hollywood Studios?
Not anymore, technically.
Not anymore. What is the difference at Disney's California Adventure?
They've just put in the new, I think it's the Guardians ride, and it's the Drop Tower ride.
Yep, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, and it's a fun video. It's a fun ride if you ever get to watch the video. So next we have 10 the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover versus the Jungle Cruise at number 23. Let's do the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover is the one that moves around. It's a nice leisurely ride around Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom, takes you through different attractions. The Jungle Cruise we've talked about. So let's do thumbs up for the People Mover. Thumbs up for Jungle Cruise. All right. And then looks like I skipped over 26 Star Tours versus 39 Living with the Land. Star Tours being the first Star Wars ride in Hollywood Studios, Living with the Land being an opening day attraction in Future World at Epcot. Thumbs up for Star Tours. Okay. All right, so now we have a Star Wars matchup. You have 26 Star Tours versus 7 Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, one of the more recent rides added to the parks. Thumbs up for Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Okay. And again, you can watch the video, but I haven't been on it yet. I am told the video does not do it justice because it truly is an immersive, interactive experience. And I've been told when you walk out of the carrier and you are on one of the Star Destroyers, it's pretty amazing. So now we have number 3, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad in Magic Kingdom versus number 35, The Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Thumbs up for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So we're pretty much in agreement so far. We'll see what happens a little bit later. 19 Expedition Everest versus 14 Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth being the big globe that you see at Epcot when you walk in. Expedition Everest, we talked about with Brian Collins at Animal Kingdom. Thumbs up for Spaceship Earth. Okay. You like the Rome is burning. Thumbs up for Expedition Everest. All right, doesn't matter that the Yeti uses strobe lights now, right? It is a fun ride, forward and backwards. Number 11, Kilimanjaro Safari versus number 22, the Navi River Journey. The Kilimanjaro Safari, remember, has the link to the Jungle Cruise and the original intent of Jungle Cruise at Disneyland. So thumbs up for Kilimanjaro Safari at Animal Kingdom. All right, that will advance. And that is the attraction that actually makes Disney's Animal Kingdom the largest park at Walt Disney World, because that attraction, if you look at a Google Maps layout, that attraction is so massive. It is almost the size of the rest of the park combined. Number 38, Frozen Ever After versus number 6, Avatar Flight of Passage. This is the new ride in Pandora. Again, if you watch the video of Flight of Passage, it's hard to get the immersive experience being on the ride, but the video still does a very good job. So let's do thumbs up for Frozen Ever After. Thumbs up for Flight of Passage. All right, we have our first tie. So anybody want to discuss one way or another?
Okay, so the only reason I put like Flight of Passage over Frozen Ever After is because the technology was so, I guess, new that you had never been able to sit on the ride animatronic and you can actually like feel it breathing when you ride it. It's insane. And like, even though you're not free falling, you get like, I remember sitting on it and I literally thought that I was going face first into the ground. It was kind of scary. Yeah.
So again, it's one of those things that you can't experience unless you're there in that environment. Anyone else want to argue either way or defend your choice either way?
She wins. I was just gonna say I like Frozen, so she wins.
Okay, so then we'll do thumbs up for Avatar: Flight of Passage. Okay. Very convincing argument. Well done. All right, so now we are on to our quarterfinals. Number 1, Haunted Mansion versus number 16, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Thumbs up for Haunted Mansion. Okay. Haunted Mansion moves on. Can anybody tell me what land the Haunted Mansion attraction is in?
Would it be considered Main Street? Well, in Disney World, would it be considered Main Street?
Disney World, it is in Liberty Land.
Oh.
It's the lone ride attraction in Liberty Land. Liberty Land being the smallest of the lands at the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. But take the time to walk through an incredibly detailed and historically accurate land to the best of their ability. So the next matchup is 24, It's a Small World in Fantasyland versus number 8, Soarin' in Epcot. Let's do thumbs up for It's a Small World. Thumbs up for Soarin'. Okay. Soarin' moves on. Now we have 4, Pirates of the Caribbean versus number 13, Rockin' Roller Coaster with Aerosmith. Thumbs up for Pirates of the Caribbean. Thumbs up for Rockin' Roller Coaster. All right. So we'll go with tradition until roller coasters are involved, I guess. Because next we have 2 traditional rides. Number 44, the lowest seed left, or the highest seed left. Number 44, Mad Tea Party versus number 5, Peter Pan's Flight. Let's do thumbs up for Mad Tea Party. Wow. All right. I did not see this one coming. Mad Tea Party moves on. It's unanimous. And remember how Peter Pan's Flight was created using the overhead lift system that they would use in industrial warehouses. So next, 2, Space Mountain versus number 15, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Anyone want to discuss this? I see some trepidation on faces. Any discussion, or you want to vote?
I have no idea. Because they're both like iconic in different reasons, at least for me, because Space Mountain was like that was the second ride I ever went on when I went first time. So it's like very traditional for me. And then Tower of Terror is like one of the like actual best rides there. So that's a toss up.
Anyone else? Well, thumbs up for Space Mountain. Okay, thumbs up for Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. All right, so Twilight Zone Tower of Terror takes down the 2 seed. It's a 2-15 matchup. 2 trivia points. Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, when it opened, I don't know if anyone has ever seen the old movie, but the company made a made-for-television movie, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, was starring Steve Guttenberg and a young Kirsten Dunst when the attraction opened at Hollywood Studios. And Space Mountain is actually the slowest roller coaster at Walt Disney World. It all just happens in the dark, so it seems really, really fast because of people's perceptions and not knowing what's going on. The next matchup, 23 Jungle Cruise versus 7 Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Thumbs up for Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Okay. Then we come down to number 3, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad versus number 19, Expedition Everest. Anyone want to discuss? Let's go ahead. We'll do thumbs up for Expedition Everest. Okay. All right. And then the last quarterfinal matchup, number 11, Kilimanjaro Safari versus number 6, Avatar Flight of Passage, both in Animal Kingdom. Kilimanjaro Safari in Africa, Flight of Passage in Pandora. Thumbs up for Avatar Flight of Passage. Okay. All right, now the semifinals. Here's what we have in semifinal 1, Haunted Mansion versus Soarin' in the 1-8 matchup. The second, we have 13, Rockin' Roller Coaster versus 44, Mad Tea Party is still in the hunt. The third matchup, 15, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror versus 7, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. And then in the last one, 19, Expedition Everest versus 6, Avatar Flight of Passage. All right. The 1-8 matchup, the only one that actually unfolded where the higher or the lower seed won each matchup. Haunted Mansion versus Soarin'. Anyone have anything they would like to say or try to persuade others? Okay. Thumbs up for Haunted Mansion. Okay. So Haunted Mansion moves on. The second semifinal, 13, Rockin' Roller Coaster with Aerosmith versus 44, the Mad Tea Party. Thumbs up for Rockin' Roller Coaster. Thumbs up for Mad Tea. Okay, so Rockin' Roller Coaster. All right. The third semifinal matchup, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at 15 versus number 7, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Any discussion?
I mean, all I can say is like, okay, I haven't been to like Batu or anything, haven't gotten to see it, and I've pretty much isolated myself from any like spoilers because I want to be able to experience it the first time when I go. But I hear that it is so like lifelike that it's insane. So like the Star Wars nerd in me wants to go for it, but I also have like the nostalgia and just the love for the old ride, Tower of Terror. So I don't know.
One thing I will say about, and this is I think spoiler free. I haven't been on Rise of the Resistance. I have heard it is unlike anything else. I've actually only been on Tower of Terror one time. Because I went once, and then with the other times that I've been recently have been with small kids, which obviously can't ride that ride. Now they can, but when we went, they couldn't, and we weren't going to wait to do that. So let's go ahead. Thumbs up for Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Okay. Twilight Zone Tower of Terror it is. Then our last semifinal, we have number 19 Expedition Everest versus number 6 Avatar Flight of Passage. Potentially the two marquee attractions, or two of the marquee attractions at Animal Kingdom. Any discussion, any persuasion? Anyone think we have to vote one way or another? Then let's switch it up and thumbs up for Expedition Everest. All right. The roller coasters seem like they're winning the day. Expedition Everest it is. That brings us to our final four. We have Haunted Mansion, Rock and Roller Coaster, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and Expedition Everest. All right, so the first semifinal matchup, one, Haunted Mansion, still the only single seed to be included. Haunted Mansion versus number 13, Rock and Roller Coaster. What's it going to be? All right, thumbs up for Haunted Mansion. Okay, thumbs up for Rock and Roller Coaster. So it really is the roller coasters that are winning the day. Now, number 15, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror versus number 19, Expedition Everest. What's it going to be? Thumbs up for Expedition Everest. Okay. All right. So we do have the two roller coasters. That's going to be it. So we have 13 Rock and Roller Coaster versus 19 Expedition Everest. One way or another, why should we vote one way or another? Somebody tell me.
Disco Yeti. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all that matters?
That's all that matters, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say Rock and Roller Coaster because, like you said, it's the only ride there with an inverted loop. And I remember my first time going on there, my picture was probably the best thing ever because I literally thought I was like about to like fall out and die. It was fun. It was fun. Very fun.
All right. Let's see it. Thumbs up for, we'll go with the lower seed. Thumbs up for Rock and Roller Coaster. Rock and Roller Coaster it is. All right. And rumor is that ride may be rethemed at some point to include, not completely changed. There's a rumor that maybe they would retheme it to include another band, since Aerosmith has been in there so long, and try to promote another band. So we ended up with Rock and Roller Coaster as the champion. Now, here's something I think is interesting as we were going through this. One, and a lot of it deals with age or how long you've been around the parks, nostalgia. Haunted Mansion was the only 1 through 4 seed that made it to the semifinals. Pirates of the Caribbean made it a little bit. The 3 seed Space Mountain made it one round at 2, and then the 3 seed Big Thunder Mountain made it one round. But really interesting the way that it worked out. So what it tells me is, oh, and I see what I did. There we go. What it tells me is the way that I seeded them had to do with my memories of them, kind of my experience with them, and most of them as a kid. Expedition Everest, Rock and Roller Coaster, I've ridden both of those one time each. So I don't have as much experience. I don't have as many memories with either one of those. So I told you I had people, I sent this out to people to see who wanted to participate. Ryan Beckman filled out a bracket, sent it back to me, and his number one attraction was Avatar Flight of Passage, going the technology route. When I filled it out, I purposely waited and I filled it out this morning. My final matchup was the Haunted Mansion versus the People Mover. And the People Mover, I believe in this bracket, made it maybe once, maybe didn't even win a matchup. And Haunted Mansion won out for me. And so again, for me, it was all based on nostalgia. For Ryan, it may have been based on technology and just kind of the overall experience. And again, that being one of those rides, it's hard to experience it's hard to get the full experience unless you're there. And then with the class, we're going with the more contemporary thrill rides. So this was a lot of fun. Hopefully people enjoyed this. Next week, or for this week, you've gotten the email. You're watching the episode 5 of the Imagineering story. You're watching the interview or listening to the interview if you want to do it in the podcast format with Lee Cockrell, who was retired executive over Magic Kingdom. Over Walt Disney World. And then next week for class will be another discussion and vote. We're going to do best Disney movie, and I will be sending that bracket out today. And what I would say for that is there are a lot of movies on there that you probably haven't seen because they're some of the classic live action movies. So when you do that, go ahead and you have Disney Plus there, and Disney Plus has, for every movie that's on Disney Plus, or at least most of them, they have the trailer that you could watch as well. You could also look these up on YouTube if there's a movie you don't know about. So I'll be sending that out, and we'll follow the same format next week. All right. So with that, great job, everyone. Thank you. And we will say goodbye. Have a good week. See you, everybody.